So, welcome everyone to game number 1 in this best of 5 series between Villese and Valas. For T90 Titans League, we are in the round of 12. And there is no more standings to analyze over here. Basically, it's just going to be playoff from this point onwards. It's going to be knockout stage. So whoever wins moves on to the next round. Whoever loses gets knocked out of the playoffs. Of course, both these players, no matter what, will still survive in the Platinum League for the next season. But yeah, from this point onwards, we are going to have more standard format, right? Compared to what we are used to in Age of Empires, it's going to be very, very familiar. Taking a look up in the north then, Villese is going to be the first player we'll take a look at. He's playing with Mayans, which means he's going to begin with 1 extra villager. He's going to have 50 less food because of it, but he does get 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archery in the feudal castle and imperial age as well for the team bonus. Mr. Villese is going to have 40% faster, actually cheaper walls. And moving on to Valas' civilization, the Franks. This is such an interesting matchup, and it's going to reminisce the old days. Franks versus Mayans. For Valas' civilization, he will get 20% extra HP on covering and starting the feudal age, in addition to 15% faster working foragers. They also get 25% cheaper castles and free farm upgrades. While for the team bonus, their knights get 2 extra line of sight. So, going for the map generation next, starting with Mr. Villese. What do we get for the first Finnish player? We'll take a look at right now. Well, for the main gold, he's got it on the back. He's also kind of close to the corner, so there you go. He's got a secondary gold towards the southwest, the other secondary gold towards the southeast. The main stone's gonna be on the back. And then the secondary stone up in the north is going to be on the back as well. So everything over here is looking good except for the secondary golds. If he goes for, you know, some sensible walls from here to here, here to here, and then here to here, he already closes himself and is able to secure 1, 2, 3 minerals, the berries, and a wool line over here that is kind of covered by the scoreboard, but yeah, it's going to be definitely good. Meanwhile, down the south, we're going to take a look at Mr. Valas' place. Did you remove the map name near the minimap in Capturage? Or is that only per feature? Can't really tell. No, I didn't remove it. I mean, it's part of the layout that I have right now. It's not showing because I have the time controls on. If I remove the time controls, then the minimap name shows, but I don't have the controls anymore. So I try to be vocal about which map the players are playing on at the beginning of every game, and we are playing on Arabia right now, and hopefully that's going to be enough. Otherwise, if anybody ever has a question, they can just ask it and I'll tell. So for the red player, on the other hand, he does have the main goal on the back as well. Secondary goal is going to be kind of side-ish. The other secondary goal is on the left-hand side, and both these goals will be side-ish, but this one is so much easier to protect, especially because he's also very close to the corner. So if you went for something like this, right? Or maybe even something like this, he should be able to protect himself. It's quite clear he's going to try to go for something like this on the left-hand side, or perhaps even something like this. Could be the case. No matter which walls he decides to go for, he'll be in a similar position where he's gonna secure 1, 2, 3 minerals with 2 golds and 1 stone, as opposed to 2 stones and 1 gold from Villese. And then these resources are going to be left outside. If you went for these walls, or even something a little bit less optimal, like so, he would still be able to secure the wool line over here underneath the minimap too. Yeah, and this is one of those situations where the walls would have been a lot easier for Villese to actually go for if he connected both these wood lines, but he probably did not scout the other one. Yeah, that's the thing. So he was kind of forced into this. It's something that I think players could definitely still improve on. Scouting information at the very beginning of the game. I understand that you're gonna have a need also to go forward and try to see what your opponent's going for, but players oftentimes are going to stop just 1 or 2 tiles too short from spotting the extra woods that would make the wall in out just so much easier. Anyway. This is coming forward. He's coming back home, rather. Valas is coming forward. And Valas knows where Villese is, obviously. And it's going to be the same the other way around as well. Villese knows where Valas is. He saw the stable on the way, so he knows exactly what to expect. And he's got Spearman already out. And more Spearman on the way as well. So, what would be your prediction for the series today? This one seems to me like it should be favoring Villese, for sure. It's gonna have my 5th spot in the top 5 players currently for 1v1 Age of Empires. And Valas has been on the rise for sure, but this kind of thing, right? He tried to take the Spearman down and unfortunately misassessed the situation and that losing a scout is not ideal. It's definitely not ideal. And here he comes right now, and the quick walls are not coming out on time, but it does not matter. The Spearmen are here. The Spearmen will push the scouts away, and Valas be able to get any damage done. At the very least, doesn't seem like he will. If he manages to snipe a villager with 3 scouts while being chased away by 3 Spearmen, I'm gonna be surprised. I think Valas wins, just for the fact the Frank Paladins are the most OP unit in the game. That would probably have been the case about the Frank Paladins. And yesteryear, right? These days you have Lychai. And of course Lithuanian Paladin also, which can get up to +6 attack. Actually, they can go up technically to +7. Yeah, +6 attack is the max. So we do see a villager going down though. Villese got a little bit careless over there going for the walls. All the spearmen were too far away. At the very least the scouts are trapped right now, but that's gonna be 2 villagers down the ground already. And now Valas just gonna try and prevent the walls from coming up. And it is the... Wow! The walls are not even close. Yeah, and Valas just walks away. That was a lot better than what I was expecting over here from the red player for sure. Meanwhile, Villese on the other hand came forward with some archers, some spear, and an Eagle Scout over here was completely unable to get any damage done. Now he's trying to target the scouts, but he needs to come in and try to catch up, right? He's got 2 villagers to offset for. Fortunately for him, starting with Mayas means that he was already on a villager lead. Right now, he's falling behind. He's getting a little bit of extra idle TC time compared to Valas. Mayans can just spam forever, though. They can. See how well Villese is able to take advantage of that, though.
Shot it.
There you go. We have a hill advantage right now for the bull player as well. Here we are. The scouts are staying up high for the time being, but the skirmishers get taken down for the most part as well. Villese ends up getting the better end of the deal over here. Especially given the units they were using, right? These should have gotten countered by the skirmishers. And while Villese managed to get the majority of the units down, Valas was not able to make use of his counter unit. So now Vilese's got some momentum. He's coming forward. He's going to try and breach through. Shouldn't take too long. This house is pretty weak, actually. Yeah. And Sisaki is coming in. Valas recognizes this. Tries to go for extra walls on the back. This is still open, by the way. There's a one tile gap between the houses. And Valas is realizing about this now. But a little bit too late, I think. This house foundation is very low HP once again. And here comes Villese. Once again, Valas tries to get the quick walls up. And he'll be able to get some foundations. But nothing that will really stop Vilese's push for too long. Of course, many of these foundations only got a little bit of HP. So, we see the archers push the villagers away. The spearman, the Eagle Scout over here, trying to breach through the foundation. And Valas does take a villager down. 2 villagers have gone down so far. For the red player in Vilese's push, it's not going to happen anymore. Valas was able to, in the end, secure his base, but it's not coming in without a cost. That was a lot of disrupted economy. If you take a look at the worker efficiency in the last minute, specifically for Valas, you can see it was significantly lower compared to Vilese's. Double players, the first one going up to the castle age as well by a lot. Valas is significantly behind. Actually, it's going to be a 56-second head start for Villese or so. And what to expect over here? Well, he's not really been producing archers too heavily. You would expect to see, instead of archers over here, like, he could have made a play for archers if he wanted to against the Franks, but he would need like triple archer range production. Instead, since he's not really going too heavily into it, seems to me like, what is it going to be, a monk push? He's collecting gold quite heavily, right? And he doesn't have any extra barracks to indicate an intent, you know, the intention to go for eagles. So it's probably going to be something like a monk push. I don't see any villagers coming forward though. So what is the plan over here for Villese? Crossman, Bucket Arrow? Yeah, we see one monastery coming up, but that amount of gold miners, a single monastery? I don't know. Seems weird. Guess we'll find out. It's better to leave those super weak foundations to get the wood back. Yes, once you are... Well, like these are not so much, right? Like these are almost complete build houses. This one did not get hammered, I think so. Yeah, he can definitely delete this one and get some of the wood back, but I don't think that's going to be a present issue for the time being. Second TC on the way for Villese. Interesting. So what is the play over here? 1 archer range, crossman production, and 1 monastery monk production? That just seems so weird though. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't seem to me like it's going to work to go for and get too much damage done. Ah, the schedule command is not updated, sorry. Let me fix that. You got it? That's the schedule for today, so... We're starting with Villese versus Valas, followed by Jordan versus Bacti, Dowd versus Tato, and then finally Leary versus Ganji. There we go. Here comes the push. This time around, sporting a monk. Nice mango shot though. Getting control. And Valas doesn't have taken the other Unit down. The monk from Villese. So now the blue player is going back. Now, this is what I was expecting to see from the get-go, though. And more forward. I was expecting to see the monastery, the siege workshop come up forward for Villese. Potentially more than one monastery as well, given the amount of gold that he was collecting. And he's still been collecting a lot. He's gonna try to go for some siege right now, but I'm still kind of curious as to why Villese decided to go for this. I guess it's probably so that he can still sustain multiple TC production, right? So he wants to get ahead in work account, and he's already managed to. And has opted to play defensively. So it's not a matter of trying to go offensively on a single archer range and a single monastery production for the game plan, so much as it was just trying to get something done with the units that he had while actually trying to play defensively. It's just it was the fact that Valas was not offensive himself, right? He was not putting pressure, so Villese just tried to do something with the units he had. But it seems like the plan all along was to just play defensive for economy. And let's see, the Mangonel is going to get a good shot over there. This Mangonel is still up, though. Not anymore. We still have one mana left for the red player. The conversions are coming up. He does get away with one. 2 conversions. But he opens the gate. And here come the knights. Valas got chain bar the number. That's gonna be a lot of villages going down. Is it, though? It doesn't seem like it's gonna be. Valas is just trying to pull the knights away from danger. There are 3 TCs in very close proximity over here, so he'll be able to get some villagers down. But so long as Villese is paying attention, Valas will have to endure some TC fire no matter what. And he does. He does, and does still end up getting away with a few villager kills. It's going to be a 4 to 40 KV, and Villese is still significantly ahead in worker count. Worker efficiency in the last minute, though, not the best for Villese. Is that going to matter? Yeah, probably. This is a good play, though. Even if he ends up losing 1, 2 villagers, he's going to end up cleaning up the knights. That was a good trap. Very nice push from Mr. Valas, though. This has got to pull the villagers away from here. He's been losing a lot of vills. Yeah. It was 4 to 4. That is no longer the case. 15 to 14 for Valas. Bunch of villagers going down around the woodlands over here by the time Villese realized. He ended up pulling the villagers over to a different wood line. And Villese still has a higher worker count compared to Valas. It was now going for light cavalry, but yeah, it has come at a pretty cost. It has come at a pretty penny over here. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, Vilese's got still 4 monks over here. Make that 3 monks. Unfortunately for Villese, the Mayans do not get redemption. So he cannot make a play for converting these Magnos, and Val's been exploiting that fact quite nicely. 5 Magnos already. Val doesn't have a siege workshop anymore. At the very least, not the 4 one. He's got another one inside his walls. He's trying to go for a few Magnos himself. If he plays his cards right, he might be able to hold on over here, but the push is looking absolutely unstoppable from Valas. He is collecting stone, yes, quite heavily, so eventually we'll see the castle come up. And notice, very smart from Valas, going after the Magno right away. He knows the only thing that's potentially gonna get anything done against his push. The monks obviously won't suffice. I mean, he could technically get... Wow, 4 castle! Villese could technically still get... How many monks? He's got 3 monks over here. Could get 3 knights converted. And that might allow him to get a few of these mountains down. But the mountains are going after the monks right away and in a good way. They do end up taking the monks down for the most part. Only 1 monk left over here. And the conversions are not connecting whatsoever. So the castle's coming up in Villese. Villese will have enough resources to go for a castle himself very soon. Still holds on to a villager lead, but it's not the best, right? At this point, only 5 extra workers. He's lost already 11 additional villagers compared to Valas. He's gonna manage to go up to the Imperialists sooner. Imperialists into what? He's got nothing to work with right now. Just a handful of units, 6 eagles, 2 pikemen, 3 on the way, 1 monk. Interesting to see how that's gonna allow him to come back over here. Notice that Valas has done a really good job of sniping these units as he's got on the time, right? The monk goes down, the villager goes down over here, just approaches the area, gets a few shots off, and then pulls back. There you go. Castle comes out for Villese. In a place where it's going to protect 1 gold, one of the secondary golds. And the 3rd DC that he's got right now, he's been going for extra barracks in the back. Now let's take a look. Here we go. Now we have the knights fighting against the Eagle Warriors, but the Eagles are getting a lot of damage done overall. About 3 mana or so have gone down so far from Valas. It's gonna be left on 3 still. 2 Scorpions. The push continues from the red player. Yeah, we could see the trebuchets for sure from Villese, but this castle from Valas is not really doing anything. It's the units that Valas has been able to make use of, right? And from long before the castle was up. Now we don't have quite as many units. Yes, the castle becomes a little bit more relevant as Valas is going to be able to fall back to it, but the pressure's been going since before that, so getting rid of this castle, let's say the Valas does catch up in count once again, wouldn't really do too much for Villese, so I'm not really sure. So it's got into the Imperialists, right? And we don't see the trebuchets come out. Okay, there we go. He's going for 1. Meanwhile, Valas, only 1 minute and 5 seconds away from the Imperialist himself. And hey, Zeha! Hi, hi. Which one is the Imperialist CC? I would imagine it probably would have been this one. You can distinguish that by the glow. Like this. But yeah, Villese. Well, for the most part, these guys are usually wary enough to go for the Imperial for the safest DC, although we have seen sometimes that not be the case. It's mostly the exception, not the rule. So Imperial is here now for Valas, and he's got trebuchets on the way. He's got a second castle on the left-hand side. He's gotten it up next to the gold. He's going for 2 trebuchets at once. Meanwhile, Villese is about to get the second trebuchet out. Here you are. That disease going down from Villese and Valas. It's not going for any extra knights, just going for extra villagers. A castle's coming up on the back to defend himself. He is giving Villese a lot of time though. The push is taking a while. Should have already taken this TC down. Probably should have already transitioned into this one. And it's taking some time. It's going for Onager though. It's going for Onager and Conscription. So very soon this push is about to get significantly stronger for sure. Nice conversion. Oh, the throwing axeman though, but the shots are still good. The Angers are going to stay alive. 4 out of 5. Not the worst deal that I have seen, and the Cherishes are coming forward right now. So the castle has gone down from Villese, the first forward castle he went for. Well, it doesn't matter, right? He's got a castle back home. He's got a castle over here. Vilese's got the castle that we saw him go. And then he's got this one. The castle we first saw him go for, this one over here. The other one in the back. It's gonna be good. And that is a good amount of Onagers. One does go down though. The other one is very low HP. Be very wise from Valas to try and pull a villager away from the castle over there to try and keep the HP high. The Onagers is gonna make a huge difference. With the years here for Villese as well, he does not take in. That was so close though. The Mangonel, actually the Onager stays up. And good shots. Trish is from Valas been taking a lot of heat over here. And Villese has done a really good job defending himself. It's kind of a mix between Villese defending himself really well and Valas maybe not pushing as hard as he could have. Wow. But yeah, Vilese's shots over here actually working out really nicely. He's gotten favored, you could say, by RNG over there a little bit. He's been landing probably a few more shots that he probably should have. So Valas is going to give up on the castle and he's going to continue pushing through the center. This I like a little bit better. I feel like he's distracted himself trying to get the castle down. He's distracted himself going back already enough. And yeah, and just try and take everything down. That is not a good castle location for Villese though. And the Onagers come in, the Trebuchets come in as well. We have some halberdier, but they're not going to do anything against the throwing axemen, so they do end up going down. The blue units are not the most effective for this. Well, we do see some of the Onagers go down. Those were the low-hanging fruits, the low HP ones. Meanwhile, the rest of the Onagers are still going to be pretty high HP, and you know what? The castle's coming up, but it's coming up in flames, and it's going down probably faster than it went down. How many villagers do we have here for the wool player to repair this? 8 villagers only, and we had 2 trebuchets sieging the castle down. Beautiful mango shots as well. The defense from Valas has been fantastic in the castle. The castle should crumble. Alright. Alright, Dan. You enjoy. See you in a moment. Castle doesn't have crumble. And Villese calls a GG. He goes on to call the GG Valas. He was going for Bearded Axe. Villese, I'm actually not really sure if he had access to gold anymore. Let's take a look. Yeah, that was an issue, right? This one was available. I'm not really sure exactly how much it had. I mean, there was a good amount of gold over here. Just realized as there is great momentum from Valas, and well, he could have kept on trying over here for sure. He decided against that, and Valas will go on to take game number 1 against Villese. Some Finn on Finn action here, and that's not going in favor of Mr. Valas. So checking the achievements, we see a better KD for Valas. We're gonna see for economy a stronger economy for Villese, mind you, with about 1,000 extra resources collected. Probably is what most would have expected. What makes sense given the much higher work count, right? Besides that, we'll see for society a higher work account for Valas by a lot, by about 7. Well, maybe not by that much, right? But he ended up on a much higher villager count towards the end of the game. He produced fewer villagers compared to Villese. Just didn't take anywhere near as many losses. Villese ended up losing 30 villagers throughout the game, and that's gonna be it for game number 1. Let's go back. So welcome everyone then to game number 2 in the series. Best of 5 once again. Valas on fire ends up taking game number 1 from Villese now. The player on the right hand side, Villese is gonna make use of Tatters. Valas on the left hand side is gonna make use of Berbers. He was probably expecting Tatters over here, and Berbers are gonna be a great save to fight the Tatters off. Oh, that's very unlucky. Oh boy, Valas. Just by one tile misses the sheep. They go on to run into each other, and that is a nice hit from Valas. Villese doesn't seem like he was paying too much attention over here. And Valas, he finds some sheep. Villese misses these. So, yeah. Let's take a look at the civilization. Starting with Villese's first. The Tatars will get 50% extra food from herdables. It's gonna have 2 additional sheep spawning underneath each newly built EC starting in the castle age onwards. We're gonna see. Yeah, on top of that, oh god, Villese is in a very awkward spot right now. He's being chased away, so if he finds any sheep, Valas is just going to take it unless Villese goes and takes the sheep down, right? But doesn't really do him any good. So yeah, besides that, the Tatars also get 25% higher attack when attacking from higher elevations. It's gonna have, in addition to that, free thumb ring and free part and tactics. While for the team bonus, Tatars get cavalry archers with +2 line of sight. Valas playing with the Berbers instead gets 10% fast moving villagers. He's gonna have, in addition to that, 15 and 20% cheaper stable units in the castle and Imperial Ages. For the team bonus, they get access to Jenny Torrent. And that's going to be part of the reason why Berbers are going to be such a good civilization, at the very least on paper over here against the Tatars. Assuming that you're able to prevent your opponent from getting away with a crap ton of sheep, the Berbers are fantastic. They're going to have access to the Genitor, a mounted skirmisher unit, which will be pretty good against archers, against cavalry archers, even if we don't see it very often. We'll have, in addition to that, also for... And this is a beautiful tactic from Valas, by the way, is just chasing Villese away. And yeah, it's great. It's been working really, really nicely, right? Every time that Villese finds extra sheep, Valas is just going to claim it for himself. Or Villese is going to have to run the risk of getting, yeah, taken down, right? So that was not good. And yeah, then on top of that, Valas is going to have cheaper stable production. So going for camels is going to be good, which is going to take care of melee cavalry. Going for camel archers will be good for taking care of ranged units. Ranged cavalry specifically, actually, more than ranged units. So I guess Villese's best choice over here will be maybe crossbows in the castle age, but that is not really a unit that's going to scale too well for him at all. And notice this, Villese is sending the villager around. He was out of food. Now he sees the sheep, but he's still missing some. And Valas, back home, he's collecting the boar. And he's got 3 sheep left. He's not spotted these, so that's going to be 5 when he does spot those. He's not spotted these, so that's going to be 7 when he does spot those. And if he does end up spotting these, that's going to be potentially up to 9 sheep. And then we have these 2, which Villese has not spotted. Hello, Flower and Dancer. I used double-sized minimap. It is useful for low-elo players for seeing enemy units. Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah, that's good. In-game. Makes sense. Yeah. There you go. By the way, guys, I'm going to ask it's going to seem kind of like a dumb question to some of you, but did you notice that every time that we run a commercial in the channel, you know, in between games, this is not really relevant for the YouTube viewers, of course, there is a little bit of an alert sound that plays a few seconds before the commercials start running. It's like a boop sound or something like that. It should be there still. I have removed the volume indicator because I already have a lot of stuff to keep track of. and I already trust that it's going to play every time, but I'm just curious. The whole point is that you know when a commercial is going to run out. You know, those of you who are not subscribed know when a commercial is going to run, so you can decide to, I don't know, mute the stream for a minute or whatever. Good walls coming in from Valas. Yes. And here come the militias from Villese. Here come the militias from Valas. Both players are going to go for a counter rush. We still have 2 sheep over here that Valas has not realized about. Damn. I have started hearing the sound from your stream, but I haven't noticed the connection to the commercials. Right. Yeah, I guess it makes sense because you don't see the commercials come up, right? You just hear the alert, but then you don't see the actual thing happen. Now we have Men-at-Arms from Villese. Valas got still militias only forward. It's not really getting too much of anything down over here. Meanwhile, Villese end up getting a villager down over there. Not quite. If he had tried to body block the villager with the scout, that would have been good. Beautiful. Scout goes down for Villese. Valas? Yeah, Valas is finally running out of sheep. It's got some push coming up. It's not going to do much of anything. Archers are already out for Villese. Valas doesn't end up losing 1 villager though. And the Men-at-Arms do end up drawing a lot of attention, as Valas' villagers do end up chasing the units for quite a while. Now he's going for an archer range. But this is so late though. Should have gone for this probably the moment he got to the fuel age, so that he would have archers already out. Let's see, the walls are coming up. So close though, so close. He almost gets a trap. Won't be able to in the end. Now the Men-at-Arms could potentially try and breach through still. We still have some archers coming forward from Villese, so Valas should have a hard time defending over here, but we'll see. Yes, the archers are there. He's gonna try and target the skirmisher as well. We're gonna see 1 village going down, not quite. Are we? Not really. Yeah, and the Men-at-Arms do end up going down for the most part. There's only 1 left, but it's going to be at half HP. So Valas is finally defending himself. However, you take a look at the worker efficiency, and this is why I love to take a look at that stat from time to time, especially when the raids like this take place. You can get just such a nice glimpse of what the game is looking like for both these guys, right? In the last minute, the economy has been significantly better for Villese. And Valas, well, it's getting away with a lot of extra sheep and whatnot, but it's not really been too good anyway, right? He's missed these 4. He's run out already. He's gonna have to go for the farms anyway. We'll take a look at the right-hand side, and Villese is going for the farms himself as well. He's collecting from berries still. And overall seems to have done a much better job keeping his economy balanced. If you take a look, Villese seems like he is going to be on his way to the Castle Age very, very soon. Hey, Wonder Boy. Hi, welcome. How are they doing? Fantastic. Valas is able to stabilize over here, but Villese does click up to the Imperial Lich, and Valas is getting a market. He's gonna try to balance his economy. He's been collecting some stones, so he can sell it. He's going to do so, yes. Now we see Legends coming in. More Valas.
Hazır.
Hold on, here comes Villese. Back home in Valas. Valas is finally gonna be able to click out to the Castle Age very soon. It's been very, very rough for him. All his golds were out of reach. He had to use a market. He was forced into it. Villese has been collecting from gold for a while already, and as Valas finally clicks out to the Castle Age, Villese already gets there. If Valas is to take this game, it's gonna take a massive amount of damage. It's going out to the Imperial Age significantly earlier. Having the stone up still means he's probably going to start out on the extra TCs sometime soon. Playing with Tatters, it does make sense. Remember that he does get 50% extra food from the sheep. He's going to get 2 sheep spawning underneath the TC, right? Every newly built TC. In the Castle Age onward, so going for a TC is going to give him technically about 280 or so food from the 2 sheep, if you account for rotting as well. And Valas seems to be thinking of going for Camel Archer directly, yes, but he will need to secure one of these golds. So the castle is gonna have to come forward, and he will need some militaries to secure that area first, unless he tries to go for the castle probably up in the north, right? If we see the red player try to go for a castle over here, for instance, that would definitely secure the goal for him. Yeah, and he's got the villagers over here, you see. So we're gonna see the castle come up around here, and it's about the only place he can really go for it. I guess technically he could potentially go for the castle. Oh, TC, alright. He could go for the castle over here instead, try to secure this goal, but yeah, it's kind of risky, right? As Villese was knocking on his door with a crap ton of crossbows. Gonna try and go for the TCs. ASAP should be able to get away with this one. Probably is going to come at a few villager losses. 1 villager goes down, 2 villagers go down, 3 villagers good in control. 4 villagers go down, but the TC does come up, and up in the north the TC is coming up. He will get control of this goal for the time being with this TC, so he does not need to go for the castle over there. Instead, he's gonna be going for the castle right next to the TC. All right. And he's getting some stone walls up over here. This could be good. This could trap the crosses, actually. But it's, once again, coming in at a cost. And that stone wall is not really holding on for too long, so crosses are just going to walk away anyway. And now they're coming over to try and deny the castle. They will push the villagers away. Now Valas' economy is an absolute disaster. He's trying to mitigate the damage he's been taking so far. El Docente! Thanks so much for the raid. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you had a great stream, and I hope you guys enjoyed. You're casting Valas versus Villese, the first out of 4 series from T90 Titans League will be casting today. All 4 of these will be best of 5 sets. And the Lord smiles upon us. Yes, sir. Can you imagine living forever in the game? This is going to be Doubt's legacy, right? Long after we're all gone, Doubt's going to continue smiling upon failed castles. Yes! TL day, let's go! Yes, sir. Doesn't play this so well with other early castle age pressure. Has completely disrupted Valas' strategy. Yes. So the castle should still end up coming up, but it's coming up so late. And he already forced a reaction from Valas. He already forced the elite skirmisher upgrade. He already forced extra units. Now Valas is collecting stone pretty heavily still. We'll try to go for yet another castle very soon, but it's been precarious for Valas. Let's put it that way. It's not been the best. Here we go. Beautiful. The saddest part is that the castle still doesn't secure the front gold. This one will though. Does it? It won't actually. It won't. Gold's still very much exposed from this area. Yeah, probably could have been a little bit more aggressive with this one, right? Probably, well, aggressive, I mean, it's still going to be a defensive one. Probably could have gone for it around here instead. Is this the correct size? I'll take it. I think probably around here he would have had enough space. I'm actually not really sure because sometimes, like, you have this one tile which seems to have some eyes on it. There seems to be some eyes underneath the reeds over here. I'm not really sure if that's actually buildable or not. Or maybe he could have gone for it where the skirmishers are right now instead. Anyway. It is closer to securing it at least. Yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe in front of the wall line over here would have been better, right? More like to the south. Are you guys looking forward to TTL finishing? We'll have, yeah, still a couple more days this week. Before TTL is done. And then, is it next week? I think it's going to be next week, right? No, not next week, sorry. It's going to be 2 weeks from now that we're going to have the Spartan Cup, right? Very much looking forward to it. Hey, Blanky Babu. Hi, hi. Let's flowing so much gold. Yes, if he uses the market, it's gonna get himself closer to going up to the Imperial Age. He doesn't really have a market right now, though, interestingly enough, I think. Yeah, does not have a market. Well, Valas is going to be pretty keen on helping Villese stabilize and balance his economy, right? Just going to push the gold miners away, so Villese cannot keep on getting more and more. I'm not looking forward to it finishing per se. I'm looking forward to the finale. Oh yeah. That was a poorly worded sentence from me. Are you looking forward to the conclusion of TTL? There we go. That's probably better put. Well, there are charm on the way for Valas. For all that early pressure, Valas is stabilized? Yes. Prefab? Yes. I'm just going to give it a second because right now it's... Yeah, it's trying to pick up the bitrate once again. It was going down to 0.5 megabit. That was not going to result in good quality, so... You know what? Okay. It's bouncing back up. Sorry about that. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're probably going to notice the video look kind of blurry for a minute or so, but... It's going to pick right back up. Sorry about that. Push from Valas still very strong though. That's a lot of camel archers coming up, and this is what we're talking about, right? Valas' units will be fantastic against whatever Villese's got to work with for the most part. The camels will be good against melee cavalry. The camel archers will be good against ranged cavalry. And it should not be too difficult for Valas to counter skirmishers only, right? Sticking to camel archers only against skirmishers wouldn't be the wisest move. Even if it's a more pop efficient unit, you definitely don't want to take the engagements. You're going to see how it's going to be much more cost effective for Villese to fight like this. So Valas needs something else. And he did go for the siege workshop, but he does not have any units coming out. Now he's got the mountain. Yeah, that's a little bit better. And he's got enough resources. Well, for a moment over there, he had enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age already. Now he has to use the market. There we go. So, Imperial Age is on the way for Valas. Villese is going to have him beat. He does have a significant head start right now of 2 minutes and a half. 2 minutes and 33 seconds or so. And Villese has got to be careful. He's done a really good job so far in the Castle Age. Now we're going to transition the Imperial Age for both these guys. Just refresh and watching an ad now. Wait. Ah, right. The pre-roll off time already ran through. Yeah, by the time we got to 34 minutes or so, the pre-roll off time had already run through, so sorry, yes, if you're watching a commercial. The whole point of getting pre-roll off time is that you don't actually have to endure through the commercials when you come into the stream, but, well, it's only 20 minutes at a time. So Valas is getting Kashba. He's got it. Villese. This has got chemistry already on the way. It's got chain bar and armor. And you know what? I did say earlier the camels will take care of melee cavalry, but actually camel archers, they can very well take care of melee cavalry as well. Because these are going to be overall stronger compared to cavalry archers. If you mass a good amount of these past the point where cavalry archers already will be very good against like standard melee cavalry, the camel archers are going to be even better, so... It's not bad for Valas. He only needs to take care of these skirmishers and then he's gonna be fine, right? It's got 2 mountain elves. Let's bring one of these forward. Both these forward. If he can push the Trojans away, if he can push the skirmishers away, that's gonna be good. But he's waiting for the Imperial Age. He's got it right now. He's got chemistry on the way. Bracer. Probably aware of the fact that Villese must have gone already for plate bar and armor, and the fact that his Baki and arrow units from the Castle Age are not going to cut it anymore. He's trying to maximize the value of this army before going for the engagement. Now we see camels on the way. Heavy camels from Valas. He's got the camel units coming up. He's got 4 stables to produce from. Villese. He's got 3 castles producing Keshik, interestingly enough. Yeah, and up in the north, Valas with levels in the villager, getting pushed away from here, it's fine. He does have extra villagers, and he could potentially go for a castle. He's got resources for it. And push Villese away, we'll see. There we go. What about casting Jordan's Medieval Brawl tournament after this game? Maybe Mr. Yo versus freaking Andy. I've been missing, unfortunately, Jordan Medieval Brawls in the last couple of weeks, but that's because this is higher tier and a little bit higher stakes, I think. We've been trying to prioritize TTL also because I've been trying to provide coverage for the majority of this tournament, so I don't think we're going to be switching to JMB because we have 3 series after this one still to go through from TTL. But next week, if there is a next edition of, you know, JMB, we will certainly provide coverage for that one. So here comes the engagement. That is a lot of heavy camels. That is a lot of camel archers as well. The mountains are here going to be doing more damage, and the bombard cannon's coming out just in time. Eventually, they take the trebuchets down, and this is a big engagement taking place. Very hard to tell things, apart because of all the rubble. But yeah, it's going in favor of Valas. Should be right. I mean, the Keshik are going down. Yes, and then the camels should be able to take care of the skirmishes. But we have more Keshiks coming in from Villese there. The production is looking good, though. My lord. But because everyone covers CTL, you can get a lot more viewers. Maybe if you cover a different game than MAM, for example. Oh, yeah, for sure. 100% that will definitely get more viewers if everyone is covering this and nobody else is covering JMB. But it'll be inconsistent with what I've been doing for the past month or so. Because, you know, I've been providing coverage. The people who were already watching me provide coverage for TTL are probably expecting me to go through the end. But it is true. I will probably get more viewers. Not the highest priority right now. But, yeah, well. Fortunately, right? The part-time job has been helping a lot in that regard. There's not quite as much pressure to squeeze money out of the stream, so to say. Beautiful. 4 castles from Villese, up in the north. Oh my lord! A castle pattern. I was talking about the stream over here. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, no problem. We'll provide coverage for JMB most likely next week. Freaking Chris. Beautiful. Cast comes out right now for Valas as well. At the cost of a bunch of villagers. He realized about it only now. Back home. We have trebuchets. We don't really have too many camel archers left anymore. Valas. Well, he does hold on paper all the pieces he needs to get a good counter going against Villese. He's been struggling to make it work. He's going for Blast Runner right now. I was going for Ring Arch Armor. He decided against it instead. So by the way, isn't Jordan covering JMB? I'd imagine he should be, right? Big engagement taking place right now. The trebuchets, they do end up taking the castle down. The camels do end up getting picked up over here, and they're just not doing too well against the Keshiks. The numbers are insufficient. Then Villese does end up clutching it up in game number 2 to equalize the series. And there we go. Well done. Just one game. And there are 4 games at the same time. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. That's the way that the JMB works, right? You have simultaneous series. Yeah. I'm not really sure if anybody else is covering it. I would imagine you probably already looked for it. Well, let's go through the achievements. One more time. What do we see? We're going to have for military a better KD for Valas. The end's going to be about 6 to 5 for economy. Stronger economy for Villese as well. And then for society, a higher villager count for Valas. For the villager max count. At the end of the game, it was still higher for Valas as well. But he did end up taking the most losses. Villese lost 8 workers. Valas lost about 36 workers throughout the game. And it was just continue getting better for Villese. You can see how he was kind of picking up from this point onwards. Let's go. Next match started. These are recorded games, so yes, we are just a little bit behind. And we are trying to catch up a little bit. But it's fine. If we are behind by you know, a few minutes is okay, because usually there's going to be a pretty substantial break between the sets, right? Between the first and the second set and so on. So we fall behind right now a little bit, but that's just going to signify less downtime if you are just watching the games on this channel. I feel like Valas gave up too many of his camel archers to the skirmishers. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. It took some time for him to get a meat shield out, to get something right to work against the skirmishers. Even when he went for the mountains, he wasn't able to make those work. Because of the Keshik, right? The camel archers were not taking the Keshik down fast, and now the Keshik were taking down the Manos. And the camels started coming in a little bit too late. If Villese, if Valas rather, would have been able to hold on to, let's say, I don't know, 30, 35 camel archers, it would have been significantly harder for Villese to get the push going. But of course, that is water under the bridge. Hey, Rosa! Hi, hi. So, taking a look at the civilizations then, what do we get? This is playing with humans. We have seen the civilization on this map already in the past. It's going out to the FINNISH on 15 population. It's gonna be there 4 minutes into the game, and just gonna try and make a play for his bonus, right? What is that? Well, Villese civilization is gonna give him access to a second TC in the FINNISH. It's gonna give him access to siege workshops in the FINNISH from where he can train battering rams, and then on top of that, we'll see for the humans access to the Capram upgrade in the Castle H. He's gonna have a 75 with discount on stables and archer ranges, while for the team bonus, yeah, for the team bonus we have, there we go. For the team bonus, we're gonna have for the humans extra HP on palaces, which is not really relevant over here. Instead, for Valas, Valas with the Bengalis is gonna have one of the better civilizations to actually keep up with the humans on a map like this. Because the save is going to spawn 2 additional villagers when moving on to the next stage from each TC by the time the guys get to the Imperial Age. That's gonna represent probably about 10 extra villagers from Valas, right? That he does not have to pay for and he just gets for free. And yeah, of course, getting to the FINNISH, it's going to give him 2. To the Castle, it's going to give him 2. To the Imperial Age, if he goes for 2 additional TCs, it's going to give him 6. Potentially up to 12, right? If he goes for like 4 TCs total in the Castle Age. But regardless, besides that, the Bengalis will also have elephants that take 25% less bonus damage. They have conversion resistance as well. And their monks get +3/+3 armor. So it might be one of the better civilizations to try and make a play for relics. For the team bonus, on the other hand, we're going to have also for the Bengalis an actual bonus that is applicable, sorry, for team games only, so it's not relevant over here. Anyway. Hey Jan, welcome back, welcome back. Of course, always. FINNISH is here for Valas already. It's just going to Fast Castle. Fast Castle into extra TCs. Villese, on the other hand, is already going to start pulling ahead in worker count. By the time Valas does get to the Castle Age, right? Villese should have had enough time to get himself a 14 villager lead at the very least. By the time Valas does end up going for a second and third TCs, if Villese hasn't clicked out to the Castle Age yet, then Valas is going to have the possibility of catching up, of course, by the time Villese does eventually get to the Castle Age. So we'll see. What happened? The Valas Frank Paladins raid the place, or he didn't? But he still won. In game number 1, Valas had a fantastic push going, mostly siege, I would say. It was a big struggle for Villese. It was not so much about the knights, interestingly enough. But he did still end up coming out on top, and for game number 2, Villese was able to clutch it up. Full highs from enemy market. Auto win due to Audacity. Let's take a look. Oh, you're not talking about this one. No. Full highs from enemy market. Now I'm curious what they're talking about. Feel like I might have missed something here. Oh, the trade bonus for the Bengalis, right? Yeah, seems... Sure, why not? I'm still waiting for maps where there are neutral markets that allow players to trade in 1v1s in later stages of the game so that you can always continue going for gold units. So long as you're able to secure the trade route, of course. Second and third TCs will be out very soon from Valas. And Villese managed to get the 16 worker lead that we were talking about. So now, because Valas does have 2 additional TCs and Villese has not clicked out to the castle age yet, this is going to allow Valas actually to catch up pretty nicely to the worker count from Villese. It's going to still be behind by only by about 4. By the time Villese does end up getting the 3rd TC up himself, then Valas should have been able to already kind of catch up. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's looking absolutely fantastic in Valas. He needs to get a few extra farmers over here. He needs to try and keep all 3 TCs working as much as possible, right? That's pretty much what the whole endeavor over here depends on. Yeah, you can see only 9 extra workers, only 8 extra workers for Villese. And Valas is catching up, guys. One of the better civilizations, once again, remember, for him to catch up with. The quick maths that I was doing earlier, related to the extra TCs and the amount of time that it takes for a player to get to the castle age and whatnot, did not really take into account the extra villages the Valas got just by getting to the castle age. So that does end up making it a little bit easier for him to catch up, and it seems like not only catch up this time around, also surpass the bull player in worker count. Let's take a look at the gather economy time so far. So it's looking better for Villese. Yes, he's had more villagers for longer, so it shouldn't really surprise anyone. Valas is already catching up, and Valas will start pulling ahead, and he might be able to start catching up in gather economy time over here, and this is not good. This is not what you're expecting to see with the Cumans. He might still be able to... Okay, well, not anymore. He's going for light cavalry over here. If he just tried to play greedy and tried to fast imp, he might still have been able to go out to the Imperial Age significantly earlier, and he might have been able to put pressure, right? He's got enough resources very soon to go for a second castle. And then going out to the Imperial Age earlier would have allowed him to go for like double trebuchet production, cape check production. And he would have probably ended up losing the majority of the relics, I guess. But he would have had momentum, right? By getting to the Imperial Age. And now it doesn't seem like it's going to be the case anymore in Valas instead. He's got the 4 TC on the way. Villese has got no 3rd TC on site. It's starting to look a little bit better for Valas over here. Wow. Interesting. I think a fair strategy would be to rush to aim pretty fast. Skirmisher plus Badin. Yeah, I would have expected Villese to try and make a play for the Imperial Age first thing, actually, but he's delaying himself by going for the scout shenanigans over here, and he's not even securing all the relics, right? Like, Valas already got one. He's got another monk coming out. He's gonna try and collect some of the other ones, and, you know, Villese, on the other hand, I don't think he's got a monastery, even. Yeah, it's going for the monastery only now. It's not the best. Same work count right now for both these guys. With 4 TCs, Valas should be pulling ahead without too many issues. He most likely managed to. We're just going forward. Villese is gonna try and go for the 4 castle. Valas doesn't have anywhere near enough resources to go for something like that. Well, this is good for Villese though with a keep check. It's now taking the monks down. And the castle's coming up. I guess getting that second TC down so much earlier theoretically plays off more, but the speed at which the opponent can't catch up, the fast castle seems to negate that. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the civilization and the approach from the players. For instance, sometimes if a player fast castles too quickly, they're not really going to have the resources to sustain production from multiple TCs, so it actually ends up delaying them further to catch up in worker count, giving the human player the chance of getting out to the castle age themselves. But this was perfectly timed from Valas. He went out to the castle age at a fast enough, you know, time that allowed him to go for the extra TC and produce from those pretty much uninterrupted. And he was able to catch up already to Villese in worker count, but then, you know, actually he already surpassed him, right? Especially because of the 4 TC. And it's also, I guess, a side effect of playing the Bengalis over here and having the extra villagers come out every time that he does move on to the next stage. So by getting to the castle age alone, by virtue of going out to the castle age, he already gets 4 extra villagers compared to any other civilization. Third castle on the way from Villese. He will be the first one to get to the Imperial Age. Yes. This was not the fastest he could have gone, but it's still significantly earlier compared to Valas, of course, who will be able to click out to the Imperial Age himself very soon, mind you. But not just yet. And this could be fantastic. The head start to the Imperial Age will allow Villese to go for extra territories, take the castles down. Or the castle down. Potentially try and make a play for a King's Knight. We could see that. How much does the bonus do in the end? The heal bonus? 25%. More damage if you're on top. 25% less damage if you're on lower ground. I don't want them to make Trevs. The Bengali castle too pretty to be turned down. They are. But they will go down. He's got double territory production right away. Notice, Valas brought the king over to the corner. He knows cannot really provide protection to his fortifications anymore, so might as well have a king naked in the woods. Probably going to be harder to spot that way. And the castle collapses. And here comes Villese. Well, that cavalry keep check. The trebuchet's got 3 already to work with. Next up is going to be the TC going down most likely, and Valas is making a play for the Rathas. I love this unit, but it's been so rough. Every time that we have seen anybody try to make the Rathas work, it's just been too difficult. It's just been too damn hard. So, what to expect over here? I don't think this is going to work out until he gets all the upgrades he needs. He's got Bracer, he's got Chemistry. And while I do still believe in the power of the Rathas, they will need to get masked significantly. This is a very pop efficient unit, but it's not going to work too well in low numbers, so. Yeah, Val's gotta be careful. Try to attack the cave check before blocking and +2 armor. Not great. Yeah. So he's taking the time to get to everything. He's got bracers, got chemistry. He's got Python tactics. He finished research and also ring arch armor, right? And he's going for the cave check. Yeah, I mean, I like this. It's not bad. It's just, once again, it's a game of numbers, and Valas simply has the lead over here when it comes to that. By quite a lot. It's not even close, right? That's another bit of a trap for Valas. The bulk of these units make it seem as if they are a lot more than they actually are, and they are not too many over here. They are not too many. They were looking about the same volume as Vilese's army, but he's going to end up getting cleaned up, and Villese still has 33 cave check. The trebuchets have gone down over there, but it's not going to be the end of it, as we still have 3 trebs over here from Villese. The castle will crumble anyway. And the cave check ends up cleaning up the Rathas. Nothing for the red player to do over here. The castle's going down, and from this point on, it's just going to be a landslide as Villese will continue pushing further and further ahead. It's going to continue getting closer and closer to the king. Even if he doesn't know where it is, eventually he's going to spread around and find it. So Valas goes on to call the GG. He knows it's only a matter of time, right? So Villese does end up taking game number 3 over here, and give Villese a little bit of a hard time. We're not going up to the Imperial Age right away, right? After the Castle Age, but the slower imp still worked out for him pretty nicely. He did go up with a little bit of a stronger economy than would have been otherwise the case if he had clicked up right away. So well done. Well done. Villese is 2-1 up. As usual, let's go through the achievements before jumping into game number 4. Potentially the last one. It's going to be match point already. It was always going to be a match point, right? Game 4 in a best of 5. But Villese does end up getting a better KD. It's going to be about 7-6. A little bit higher than that. Gonna have for economy. Stronger economy for Valas, who ends up collecting 3,000 extra resources, while for society instead, see a stronger villager. Max count for Valas. We're gonna see a higher, amount of villagers produced over here. And while Villese did not take a single villager loss, Valas was the one getting away with the most villagers throughout the game. He struggled to take advantage of it because of Vilese's push. And well done. So anyway, I'm just curious what kind of ads are we talking about here? Is it like XXX sites? Or, yeah, I would imagine Twitch will be eager to promote adult content as advertisements on a website viewed by children. No. These are just your run-of-the-mill commercials. Same stuff as YouTube for the most part, probably. Maybe game commercials, video game commercials. Maybe brands, right? Stuff like that. Children should not be allowed on Twitch. Well, I guess there are some categories that are probably not suitable for children, but they do have some age restrictions, which, can easily be circumvented, but that's going to be the case on any website anyway. But I guess they are probably compliant in the sense that they do not allow children, or at the very least, they try not to allow children where they shouldn't be allowed. Anyway, let's take a look. Left hand side. We're gonna see Villese playing with the Teutons. It's gonna have cheaper farms. It's gonna have, in addition to that, for the Teutons, we get 1 and 2 extra melee armor on barracks and stable units of the castle in Imperial Ages. In addition to free murder holes. Free herbal medicines. They're gonna have free... They're actually going to have, twice the healing range on monks, which is actually very good, very nice. Right? And then they also have The ability to garrison 5 and 10 extra villages inside towers and TCs from where they are going to shoot 4 and 5 extra arrows. For the team bonus, finally, Titans will have conversion resistance, which increases conversion minimum and maximum times by 1 and 2 seconds respectively, with the conversion chances being decreased by half as well. While Valas Civilization, on the other hand, the Britons will get 1 and 2 extra range and foot archer units in the castle in Imperial Ages, except for skirmisher units we're going to have on top of that. For Valas, a 50% wood discount on TCs starting in the Castle Age, and they do get 25% faster working Shepherds. Team bonus, 20% faster working Archer ranges. Anyway. We're gonna have then the main goal towards the southwest for Mr. Villese. It's going to be too far away from the walls to get spotted. And then on the right hand side, we're gonna have the secondary goals. One inside the walls, the other one's going to be outside the walls, and then we have the main stone on the back, and then we have the secondary stone on the right hand side. Outside the walls as well. And this goal might be a little bit of an issue, right? Because if we see for the red player, for instance, he comes over, scout this way. Then he could potentially get vision of this. And if Valas, for whatever reason, was at some point to go for a forecastle, if he gets vision from outside the walls of the inside resources, then he can easily go for something like a castle over here that's going to deny 1, 2, 3 resources. Taking a look at the right hand side and Valas' map generation, we're going to see that he's got the main goal on the back, he's got the secondary goal on the back, so none of these is going to be exposed to any pushes from outside the walls. We're going to have the main stone in the back, and then the secondary stone, secondary goal left. Those are still going to be on the left hand side, outside the walls. And they are close together, so technically we could see the blue player go for, if he were to go for a forecastle for some reason at some point, in the future. He could go for one over here that's going to deny both these, but definitely not really going to be able to reach any of these resources, right? So these are going to be still pretty safe for the red player for sure. On all 5 games, but the Britons, the opposite of fun, and should be dismissed with contempt. Which are my favorite civilization? I have a hard time seeing how you can lose with them, alright? They both boon to 200 population, then wall the closest corners so that their bases touch. And then fight in that tiny Thunderdome until one resigns. Seems realistic. Last thing for us to take a look at over here is the relic distribution. We do have all 5 relics over here. One of these is going to favor the bull player for sure, this one, right? And then one of this is going to favor the red player, this one. And we're going to have neutral ones for the most parts of this one. Over here is going to be neutral. This one over here is going to be a little bit closer to Valas, technically. But I think it's probably just going to... It's probably just going to be neutral, though, because of how far it is. Even if it's technically closer to Valas' base, this one over here is going to be technically closer to Villese' base. So, yeah, there you are. Peter's gonna be here for Valas. He's going out to the Castle Age earlier. One breed ponies? What? Let me take a look at the scouting information from Valas. Yeah, I noticed. He's getting some vision over here. So within the fuel age, so Scout's got a little bit of extra vision. Yeah, he's not really going to spot anything inside. Just trying to find the relics right now. highest priority for him as he's already on his way to the castle edge. He does find the fourth one. And the missing one's over here. He's going to run straight into it. We take a look at Vilese's point of view instead. And we'll see that he already knows about all 5. Yes, and now the red player does know about it as well. Hold on. So, what are you guys expecting to see in this game? Beta already went for her moonshot prediction. I'll personally say it's gonna be pretty tough for the Teutons, obviously. Britons will go for Halberdier, probably, obviously the trebuchets, right? Halberdier, trebuchet, archers, extra range. And the Teutons get kind of shredded. They don't really have the means to fight the Britons off. Their archery is going to be pretty lackluster as they don't get bracer. And on paper, I'm liking Valas civilization a lot better in this matchup, but you know, we have said in the past, and we have seen in the past, that it is oftentimes more so about the players than it is about the civilizations. And a few missteps over here from Valas, I don't see how, I don't see why that wouldn't allow Villese to potentially get a better game over here. We'll see. I predict Teutons, only because Villese so far has been very successful with underdog civilizations. Yeah, like, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, on paper, especially on Arena, like, it's going to be a map where the civilizations are going to be so much more defining compared to many other maps. Or at the very least, some civilizations are going to be a lot more defining compared to some of the other maps, right? But yeah, I still think it's definitely not impossible for Villese to potentially get the game over here. If the Britons win around 10 minutes to Imp, or Villese wins with a reasonable effort. Looks like Villese is happy to boom, which is a mistake. Alright. Well, he's gotten to the castle age, and I see 2 monasteries over here, though. Yeah, he's not going for any extra TCs, even if he's got still the stone for that. So it seems like he's gonna try and make a play for monks. That's good. How for Teutons, really anyone plays them nowadays? Well, he's playing against Britons. If he makes a play for monks over here, they're going to be so much better. The Britons don't get redemption. They don't get atonement, if I'm not mistaken. They don't get heresy either. While the Teutons get the full monastery. Oh, the conversion comes in though. Nice, nice. I believe that's the case, right? Let me take a look at this really quickly. But I believe Britons do not get redemption or atonement. Yeah, they don't get either. They don't get heresy. I was correct, thankfully. So a smash over here from Villese can actually work out very nicely, and he's sticking to 1 to see. I'm liking this. I'm liking this so much better. I'm trying to play for economy and play towards the end of the game, where Valas is going to have the army composition that we were talking about before. That's going to be so hard for Villese to counter. Conversion coming up, and Villese gets it. My lord. This is interesting for sure. That's by virtue of, you know, Valas not having gone for light cavalry, so these guys take significantly longer to take the monks down. We already have Sanctity over here. It's going to be 4 hits as opposed to 3, so that gives Villese just a bit of extra time that he needs to get away with the conversions. And Valas, yeah, trying to convert Teuton units anyway, it's not really going to be good, right? exercise in futility, as they would say. So if Villese comes forward with the full monk push over here, with a full smash over here, monks and siege, there's no way the Valas will be able to make this work with monks of his own. With the conversion resistance that the Teutons get, the monk war over here is always going to favor the bull player. It's probably about the same. It's probably about the best chances, right, for Villese to take the game over here, and he's recognized that. Even if he's not going for any extra monks, he is kind of, you know, testing the waters. Conversions come up, and now we're going to see the counter conversion coming in as well once again, but the monks do go down, though, from the red player. 3 monks down. Villese, I don't think he's lost a single monk yet so far. Let's see. I don't think he's got any losses over here. He hasn't taken any losses. I don't think he did. I just with the Britons had the range increase on the unit that excels, so the Obliterator monks. Yeah. It's going down very soon. Villese is clicking up to the Imperial Age. Wow. There you go. Nice. Beautiful push. Hey, just you. Yes. Welcome back as well. Nice mango shot from Valas. The villager in the mountain goes down. Valas is going for Bakunawa now. Yeah, and Villese is getting redemption. That's gonna be so good once he gets to the Imperial Age. And I would assume this is the reason why he has gone for the Imperial Age, is that he's gonna get access to block printing, right? And then the manuals are going to become useless. The crossbows are going to become useless once block printing comes over here. Unless Valas goes for copious amount of archers. In that case, then yeah, I guess maybe he will be able to overwhelm the monks, right? Which need to be individually microed. But check this out. We'll see the conversions coming up against the archer ranges. And he ends up forcing it, though. Valas does not the leading one. He's gonna try to lead the other one. And check this out. This is so good from Villese. He's healing the monk faster, actually, than what the archers can take them down. Now with redemption and block printing coming in, Vilese's monks are just looking completely uncontested deep inside Valas' base. How good is this from Villese? It's absolutely fantastic. It's got 3 monks, 2 monks left over here. Full faith very soon. Should be trying to go after the archer ranges for sure. And we see the conversion come up. The man gets converted, the monk. It's going to be safe, and yeah, the other monk does go down though. Where are the rest of the units from Villese though? It seems like he sent these 2 monks inside, and then he didn't really follow with much of anything. He does have the trebuchets over here on the back, right? But he did not send the monks in anymore. That probably, I would imagine, is seen as a mistake from Villese. Haven't sent the monks in the first place. Perhaps that's why he's not sending any extra monks. And I guess there is not too much of a rush anyway, right? He's taking the TC down with the trebuchets. He should be able to take the fortifications down from Valas. So it's going to be a little bit of a slower push from this point onwards, but it's fine. He's got the monks in the way. After taking the defenses down. Dude, Jan! Oh boy, you're crazy. 2 more gifted subs. Welcome you guys. Flanky Babu. Dr. Carzinon. Welcome to the cloud. Thanks so much for the gift to subs. Appreciate it. Everyone's a sub now on the channel. Beautiful in this bush. It's looking so strong still from Villese. And notice there was a little bit of a sneaky gold mine over here from Valas that is not going to work out. We know there's one knight over here that's going to be enough for him to clean up all the villages in Valas. Valas going out to the Imperial Age, and he's gonna keep on trying. He's got a stronger economy. Well, technically, he's got more villages. I don't know if that's going to actually be a stronger economy, technically speaking. Villese could have had like a higher gathered economy time, for instance. He didn't. But all the extra resources Val has collected so far, I would imagine he's probably just spent going for the extra TCs and going for the extra villages, right? So overall, I would say that effective resources available for army production is probably about the same for both these guys. So Val gets to the Imperial Age, but he's in a world of pain. We have 4 cherishes still left from Valas after losing only one over here. That castle's going to crumble, and then he's going to be left to no defense anymore, just the one to see up in the north. It's looking pretty much over, and Valas knows it. And guys, Villese is going to be the first one to move on from the round of 12 to the round of 8 to the quarterfinals. So Valas ends up calling the GG. Villese moves on 3-1. Well done. Let's take a look at the achievements. Better KD for Villese. About 5-4 we're going to have for economy. Stronger economy for Villese as well, for society. Higher work account for Valas, but once again, you know, he did not really manage to get any extra resource compared to Villese, even though he had a higher amount of gather economy time, and I would imagine that's probably coming from not having the as good eco upgrades, perhaps. Not really, like, he had heavy plow, and that was not the case for Villese. That is actually very interesting. It's probably because of the relics, right? The relics probably had something to do with it. Yeah. I think it's probably because of the relics. But anyway, Valas was in a world of pain. Any extra resources he might have been able to collect, he just ended up spending into the extra villagers that he was not really able to take advantage of. So let's go back.